Hi, everybody. Welcome to episode 2 of Talk of the Town. Very excited to have someone else here today. It's not William and I, thank goodness. But really excited to have Susan Plaisance from the Banner and Jeanne Mintrone from the BBC. Good afternoon, ladies. How are you?
Well, thank you. How
Excellent.
are you?
Good,
And
good,
you?
good. So we're here to talk about downtown BBC, making downtown shine. You know, some people say there's not enough going on in downtown or there's not the right amount of things going on in downtown. So hopefully we can maybe educate people about what's happening from this organization. Obviously, there's other things happening and, you know, that kind of thing there. So I should introduce you as the executive director of the BBC, and you are the president of the board
Yes.
of the BBC. And well, I guess we'll do full transparency. I am also on the board, but I'm a very new person. So, hopefully, let's start off with the history of the Bennington Corporation. It's been around for how long? Those kind of things. It might be quiz time for you too, because you are relatively new in this position.
Yes,
So
I've only been there a little over a year.
If she stumbles, that's why. So, but
So it's been in existence over 2 decades. It has gone through a few name changes. We are at BBC now.
right. I do remember those name changes. That was fun.
Yeah, and I wasn't there for them, so I'm not too sure on them. But all along, I really feel that from everything I've looked back on, its mission has really stayed the same, and the support of the merchants is number one priority.
And for those people watching, what generally is the mission? Not verbatim, but what is the general overview of the BBC?
To help the downtown vitality and economic growth, and to support the merchants, the business owners, and bring people
Right.
to beautiful downtown.
That's right. And beautiful as this today, we see the flowers going up,
Yes.
so it's even more beautiful. So this is the Downtown Improvement District. So there's a district that the BBC is
Yes.
charged with maintaining. That's maybe not the right word, but our main core and focus is that. So,
Absolutely.
Cool. So over 2 decades, or are we affiliated with some national?
Yes, the Main Street USA program, and the BBC, or Bennington, I should say, is one of 24 designated downtowns in the state of Vermont. I've heard out of 251 towns, so that's a big. It's a big accomplishment, and when you look at it nationally, it's really a big accomplishment.
Absolutely, because I mean, multiple times Bennington has been on like the top 10 most vibrant downtowns, artistic downtowns, those kind of things. So it is very exciting to see that kind of recognition
I agree.
for people who are like, oh, Bennington,
Yeah.
it's not all that bad.
And there's a lot of hard work that went in prior to me to get that designation.
Right.
So I have to thank all the people that were involved in that.
Right, absolutely, yeah. I mean, obviously,
And the fact that
yeah.
the designation is not a gimme. We have
No.
to reapply for
Yes.
that designation.
Cool.
Every 2 years.
Yes, I believe so. And meet a lot of criteria
Yeah,
along
absolutely.
the way.
yeah, it's kind of like with the hospital, which you were the magnet program. That's
Yes.
prestigious, and that's no
Very.
small feat to keep doing that.
Right.
So yeah, obviously before you we had Jenny Dewar, and then before her was John Shanahan, very long time serving executive director. Was he the first one, or was there someone prior? Because I do not
there
know.
was
I think there were a couple
there were
before
a couple
him.
people prior. Yeah, 2 I think. But
Obviously, for a long time we associated BBC. Oh, it's John.
John.
John. And
Oh,
I
Where's
think they
John?
still do.
Yeah,
One of the
oh,
vendors
yeah.
at Mayfest
True.
said, "Where's John?"
Where's John?
Yeah.
He's just that enigma of a person that just the persona of BBC was with him. So he does so much. So, so yeah, let me look at my notes here. Susan, do you want to add anything? You've been on the board for how long? I'll quiz you on that one.
You didn't say too long.
It's been
Not too long.
like 8 years, 9 years.
I know
now.
John said just join the board.
Yeah,
it'll
John
be great.
said no. John said be president.
Oh, there you
It'll
go.
be
Even better.
easy.
Even better. Ooh.
It'll be easy. I'll help.
Yeah.
But it's been a pleasure.
Yes.
It's exciting to watch the growth. I love seeing the downtown transform during Mayfest and Harvest Fest and Thursday Night Live and Hemmings, and it's just fun. And I love our downtown. And we have more coming, which is just going to make it even more beautiful.
Right. Yeah. I feel like our downtown is of a vanishing breed. It's
It is,
I,
yeah.
when I drive to film weddings here, there, and everywhere, it's like, oh, these are cool towns, but boy, it just doesn't feel like our downtown. You drive
Right.
through, you're like, oh, that was it. No offense, but it's so different. But so yeah, we talked briefly at Mayfest about the year BBC's events for the year. First of all, let's recap. How was Mayfest?
We couldn't have asked for better weather.
No.
She's speechless.
She's speechless.
It was amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
As all these events are, 3 people or 4 people or even 3 people and a board of people can't pull that off.
Right.
So without the help of our volunteers and partners, that never would have happened. But it all came together, and it was a spectacular day.
Yes.
Based on foot traffic alone, I really wish there was a way we could count the people that were coming through, but there wasn't a lull.
No.
Literally, people were coming downtown before we even opened the doors
Yep.
at 9:30, and then I didn't even see a lull in people till about 3:30
Yeah, it
ish
was
is when
late.
it
I was
kind
just
of
going to
slowed
say
down.
about
Yeah,
3 is when I kind of
Which-
noticed myself.
I can only compare to other years
Yeah.
where it seemed to quiet down a little bit earlier than that. So
we did get, I don't recall what it is, but we did get the weight of garbage that we ended up having. And there is a way to basically calculate out our attendance through that.
How much garbage weight do? Wow, fascinating.
Yes,
I'd be curious to hear that
Me too.
statistic.
I'm going to talk to the chamber about it
Oh,
because that's
there
how
you
I
go.
found that out.
Yeah, that's fascinating. Yeah, because like Chamber can do ticket sales for Garlic Fest.
Right.
We only just it's free, so that's cool.
Right.
Yeah. I mean, from our perspective, it was hustle and bustle at that little.
Yeah.
We're at that intersection of Main
saw
and
a lot
School,
there.
and a lot's happening. It was a beautiful day because. We call him in the office Weather Will sometimes, and he loves to look at the long range forecast, even for his homebrew fests. And he's like, "Oh, it's not looking good in a month." And even this was like 2 weeks out. Like, "Oh, it's not looking good." I'm like, "It'll change," and thank goodness it
did.
did. So
It did.
it was a beautiful day.
gorgeous.
I really do believe sometimes, like, the power of persuasion or just putting it out there. So since about September, October of last year, I've
Right.
just been praying and putting it out there for a perfect day.
Good.
And I want to mention too that this was the 37th Mayfest, and the biggest Mayfest ever.
That's amazing.
I don't know what our final count was. I know we were at 108, and
Yeah,
a couple dropped off the morning
We're
of,
still over 100.
but we were over 100
That's
vendors,
amazing.
which is
Impressive.
impressive.
Yeah, I mean, just watching. I was lucky to just bring the food vendors in, but to see everyone else manage the street, the sections, I'll call them. Yeah. So again, kudos to all the volunteers
Yeah.
because it doesn't happen without them. And if you came to Mayfest and were interested in helping next year, you know who to get in contact with. So help your downtown put off a successful start to festival season. So Mayfest, it's in the rearview mirror for now.
For now,
What-
except for reconciling.
Yeah, exactly. What's next, or what's the things have already been happening, but what's going on?
Last month, we kicked off the Hemmings Cruise In Thursday Night Live series. We work together with Hemmings on the actual classic cars being on Main Street. Town's very involved in getting things closed and then open back up for us. So we have 4 more to go. Those are the 3rd Thursday of every month through September.
Cool.
Well, in September, it falls on the 2nd Thursday just because of the light change.
Right, getting dark earlier.
And then we have Small Business Saturday. We have Harvest Festival. We have some type of a holiday festive gathering. What am I forgetting?
Well, this year we're adding the banner and along with the BBC and so many other partners, we will be hosting the Juneteenth event, which will happen
Exciting.
at Merchants Park on the Thompson stage. Will be our entertainment.
Our new town gathering place. It's great.
Yes, it'll be on that Wednesday from June 19th from 4 to. We're still wrapping up the agenda, but 6 or 7.
Cool.
We'll be using Mission City as a place for our presentations.
Oh, cool.
And some fun food from some of our refugees that have
Oh, nice.
resettled here. So that's kind of a
going to be
fun
great.
That's cool.
added thing. We'll also have hot dogs and popsicle will be there, and
Oh, excellent.
cotton candy.
Yeah, you have your
and-
choice to go ethnic
Yeah.
or stay
Yeah.
traditional. There you go.
So that planning for that is coming along really nicely. So many partners, and check the banner for more updates. We will have an event page, but I couldn't even list all the partners that we have
So
right
June
now.
19th, 4 to 7,
Yep.
downtown, Juneteenth.
Yep.
I saw the poster preview. It looks really cool. I mean, some
and
great
since
speakers.
you've seen it, I have to add more
Oh,
partners.
there you go.
So
Yeah,
Wow.
yeah,
that's great.
we have that. What else we have?
We have something that we do for the downtown business owners called Beans and Bagels
That's
with the
right.
BBC.
Yes, of course.
Which has been, a great networking opportunity for them because sometimes a business owner goes to their shop and then they go home at the end of the day. Like they have very long days and they don't
Yeah.
get to talk to their neighbors. So I feel that this helps to create an opportunity for them.
Yeah, and we hosted the last one here, and it was great to see probably so many people who have never been to Cat TV
Right.
and know that we're here on Main Street. We have all this facility that people can be a member to use. And I think the next one's in June at
June
the
20th.
local.
At the local. And it's co-hosted by the local and the gift garden.
That's awesome. Because,
And then we actually also have August scheduled too.
Oh, great.
And that's going to be street side by Abuela's and
nice.
the Angry Egg too.
Oh, right up there. Street side, I like that.
Nice.
So you've got your Hemmings cruise-ins, which I think are awesome to have them on Main
are.
Street. I know for years and years I'd drive home that way where it used to be at Hemmings, like, wow, it's a crowded. I didn't really know what it was as a younger guy. I was like, oh, that's cool. And now, like, oh, that is really neat. And to see it come downtown, and hopefully it benefits the merchants and probably more so the restaurants because people are going to eat afterwards. And the
Right.
music is right there around the corner. It's really a great idea.
Yeah, it's a good
It
combination.
really is,
Yeah.
and it livens up. Like
Yeah.
it feels so alive
Yeah.
downtown with the
Right.
classic cars down there.
Yeah, because it's impossible to do like a Mayfest or even a smaller Mayfesty thing like once a month. That's huge. So to just be like, here's a cruise in.
Right.
Maybe some shops have something special going on because it's a cruise in. Obviously, July cruise in is kind of a trifecta. We mentioned that
Yes.
at Mayfest.
Thank you for bringing that
Yeah,
up.
no problem.
Yeah, so it's going to be a triple threat.
The triple threat.
I like
Yes.
trifecta actually better. It's going to be Midnight Madness, the Hemmings Cruisin', and Thursday Night Live.
That's great.
And I'm hoping that it really brings back some of the old excitement that Midnight Madness used to have.
As we were saying, I remember as a kid, street was closed. It was
Yeah.
cool. So hopefully that works out.
I hope so.
And great weather so people can come and see classic cars, do some shopping, listen to some music, have some food downtown. That's a win.
Yeah,
Now,
it
if the
really
theater
is.
had something going on that night, we'd really be
Yeah.
in. So,
Well, let's
anyway.
hint to them.
Yeah. Kevin, if you're listening.
Remember too that all the BBC and downtown events are all free and family friendly.
Good to know. Good to know.
Bring your bring the kids. Bring a chair, bring a water bottle, and just listen to some music and dance. And that does apply as well for Juneteenth too. That's open and free to the public. So
That's great. Yes. Even more so a reason
Yeah.
to come downtown.
Yep.
So, hence the name of this episode, which I just kind of was thinking, like, making downtown shine. So we're making it shine through music, events, cars. Yeah. So, events, wrapping up the year is usually Harvest Fest is kind of more so the tail end. But like you said, you have Small Business Saturday, which is
Right.
fun. And then you've started this last year, the festive
Gathering, yes, in December,
Yeah.
second Saturday.
Yep. Second Saturday. Okay,
I
good
believe
to
that's
know.
what it was. Yeah.
Okay. Obviously, we got a little time towards then, so
Yeah,
but
might change.
Yep.
let us enjoy the warm weather for now
Yeah, so
before we
please,
start
yes,
talking
yes,
just
about
got
it.
here.
exactly. I know. Let's not think about I love fall, but not just yet. So, let me consult here. So, some exciting things we've been hearing about going on in downtown are some I'll call them art installations, for lack of a better word. So,
Yes.
we've got 2 of them coming up. You want to each
Yeah.
take one?
Sure. Do you have a preference?
Nope. What did you want to talk about?
The quilts?
Okay. So the BBC and our design committee has worked with Emboss to bring some of the sculptures over to Bennington. So they will be placed along the river walk.
Okay. And for
Not
people who
sure-
don't know, that's along Walgreens and
Yes.
the Bank of Bennington
Right.
in that way.
It's a lovely walk.
It is.
And,
I do it often.
Well lit
Yeah.
too.
and very very clean and kept. I don't know for sure what the installation date is looking like at this point, but it's just going to be a fun added feature to the Riverwalk.
Yeah, and MBOSS, North Bennington Outdoor Sculpture Show, is a very big thing in North Bennington.
Yep.
The museum has
museum, too.
been somewhat involved.
Yeah.
So I think it's really cool to see something new come downtown. The catamounts are great. If you got a moose still, those are great too, right? So
Yes.
Well, stay tuned for our moose.
Yes, I
He's
was gonna
getting
say.
a makeover.
that's awesome.
Oh.
Yeah.
That's awesome. And then the next...
I meant the BBC moose.
Yes.
Yes.
Is getting the makeover.
Yes.
Yes.
I knew what you meant.
We're not changing the Banner's cat because it's the most photographed cat
It
ever.
really
I
is.
love that one.
Yeah.
Ours is maybe second,
Yeah.
but yours is quite colorful.
Yeah,
colorful.
for sure.
Yeah.
For sure. We also have the quilt trail coming, which
Cool.
is we're going to start off the installation with 24 2x2s and a few 4x4s. Then the second phase will lean more towards 4x4s.
Nice.
And they're going on the buildings downtown. Some of them are the more historical buildings. It's really going to brighten up, the area, especially like when winter comes around and
Make
there
it
is
shine.
no color.
That's right.
We're going to make it shine.
Yep.
So how does that installation work? I mean, these are on wood.
No.
No.
They're on
okay, see, I'm
aluminum.
already wrong.
Well, because I always thought that too. They're on aluminum composite material.
Okay.
It's called ACM. They're very thin. They're actually only about a 1/4 inch thick.
Yeah, I saw one. I thought it was maybe like Luan board, but okay.
Yeah. And so
aluminum.
it's a lot lighter than if you do them on wood, and it has a longer period that it will
Oh, cool.
survive.
Right.
So although most art installations are temporary, this could be long term, like
Nice.
10 years.
Oh, great. Wow.
And they're all painted with an outdoor, very durable
Right.
paint.
And we have to give thanks to who led the charge on that.
Well, Michael McD,
Yes.
or McDonough,
McD.
McD. But we actually had a community member bring it to us.
Cool.
Vicky Lampron. And I thought it was a wonderful idea right from the beginning. It took us a little bit to get everybody caught on to
Sure.
it, but I'm so glad that we did because Franklin County, Vermont has over 500 of them. And people actually go there
Right.
to tour
Just see them.
the areas.
Yeah. I mean, whatever draws people to downtown, and while they're
Right.
there, they might get sucked into the restaurant or to
Exactly.
a shop or something. So,
Exactly.
sorry, back to the installation real quick. So it's aluminum.
Yes.
Does it just get nailed on?
No,
that's probably
so
not
we're
even
going to
correct.
put, we're actually putting a waterproof type board onto
Okay.
the building, and then the square will get attached to that.
Got it.
And mounted very museum style. They're called standoffs. They have they're aluminum, and they keep the board held onto the board behind it, but they have those nice aluminum attachments. So you just don't see a screw
Right. Okay.
through it.
Nice.
It's very finished looking.
Nice. Well, that's also very exciting. Something to look forward to.
And what's really great is the high school program, Buildings and Trades.
Oh, yep. Okay.
They are helping us with that portion.
Yes. I will say Southwest Tech, probably, right?
Yes, I'm
I'll
sorry.
have to get that one right if
Yeah.
I'm on
Southwest
that
Tech.
board too.
He's on that board too.
Yep.
I mean, part of the reason it took so long, it didn't take us so long. It took long
yeah.
getting off the ground. So I want to remind all the folks out there that the BBC is a nonprofit, that we work on a very shoestring budget. So we do rely on fundraising, some not even fundraising, but community members.
Sure.
And Keith Carey at the Gamers Grotto stepped up to be one of the
Immediately.
sponsors immediately, as
Great.
did Sherwin
Williams.
Oh,
right?
nice.
Who donated a lot of the supplies that
great.
we needed. So we definitely have to thank them for helping us along with Vicky. But if you ever have a couple extra bucks you need to throw it someplace away, the BBC is always willing. But also is if you have an idea that you think that would work downtown,
Right.
don't be afraid to bring it to
Yeah,
us.
just
Yeah,
like Vicky
never
did.
be afraid.
Never be
Yeah.
afraid to bring it to us. We'll be happy to consider it. and
Absolutely.
maybe
Yeah.
brainstorm it around with our
Right.
board and see how we could make something like that work.
Yeah, I mean, you're absolutely right. Here comes an idea to fruition.
Yep.
And
Right.
And I know the design committee has people who are not on the BBC board.
Yep.
And that board has really helped expand the pathway of the Riverwalk.
pathway.
It used to be kind of narrow, so it's been expanded.
The pocket parks.
The pocket parks.
Yep.
Yeah, so, I mean, not just the BBC board, but these committees are actually doing a pretty good brunt of the work.
banners downtown, the student art banners.
Oh, thank you. Yes, those
Which
banners.
are back
yeah.
up now.
It was our backup. Yep. So that
Yep.
was all our design committee. And if anybody wants to sit on a committee or has some ideas, we have vacant openings to sit on any one of our 3 committees.
Great. That's good to know. We mentioned budget. We should obviously say that part of the BBC funding comes from the DID, so just maybe explain how that works, because that is sometimes people may not fully understand how that works, and they just pontificate.
Like I had
incorrectly.
no idea
Yeah,
until
yeah.
I came on board. It's
a
an
learning curve.
incremental tax that is on all of the landowners, the people who actually own the building that these businesses are in, which it may be the business owner and it may be a landlord. There's an incremental tax built into their taxes, and that goes towards the BBC funding, which, like Susan said, isn't a lot, but it's what keeps us going.
Right.
And it's really nice because sometimes, like, someone has a business in one of these shops, it doesn't cost them anything because
Right.
it's
They're not the landowner.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
right.
And it's within a certain geographical area.
Right.
So I always get lost. So I'll let you tell.
I get a little lost with it too. But
Together we'll
basically-
figure it out.
Yeah.
Basically, it's from Elm down to where Hawkins House is.
I was going to say
Yep.
the Four Corners North, right?
Yes.
Is that what it's
Four Corners
called?
North.
Yep.
Yes, and then I believe it's going to end up where Ben High
Yep.
is.
Okay, I knew they expanded it for
Yes,
Ben High.
and
yep.
then in the other direction, it goes to the community market.
Oh, cool. Okay.
And there is a little bit more extension in there,
Mm-hmm.
but we have to get it more clarified, and I would love to see it even go further.
Yeah. Yeah, because it helps you guys do even maybe more events or
Right.
more things like the quilts
Yep.
or
Right.
things like that. So it doesn't necessarily have to be, we could do another Mayfest. It could be more student art banners or
Right.
new ones
Yeah.
or
Another
something like that.
project.
Another project that, so
And when our downtown thrives, so does all of Bennington.
I do. Yes.
So
Agree.
we all look good.
Yes.
Right?
Agree. Right. We'll get to that Hallmark movie look one day. I know that's our
Yes.
I
journey.
have it in my head.
Yes, and I'm on it with
Oh
it.
yes, I'd love to see. There's an old picture of downtown Bennington. I don't know
Yeah.
where it is, and the over the street Christmas lights. I mean, this is probably like maybe in the 50s or 60s. I don't
Yeah.
know, but I was like,
They may still be on the outside of the banner building.
Oh, maybe that's where it's. I think it's one of those historic markers downtown.
Yeah.
But it would look so cool to bring something
would.
like that
It
back.
would, and the bell ringers at
Yep.
the four corners, and it really would be.
Yeah, that's pretty awesome. So, looking forward and ahead, does the BBC have any future plans, big ideas, things you'd like to see that are just pontificating an idea out there?
Well, I will say I don't think either of us sleep because we're always thinking of things to do.
Yes,
and to,
like Juneteenth, that just kind
Yeah,
of
that's new.
Yeah,
new.
and Susan's really
Yeah.
steering that. But yeah, I'm constantly, I know, thinking of other, additional things to do. Like at Mayfest, we really increased the children's zone,
Yes.
kids zone.
Yep.
I would like to be able to do that with more things.
Mm-hmm.
But I have like an idea of having an adult, on a splash pad with beach balls. I'm just always thinking
fun.
of different things that could happen.
beach
but it-
volleyball on the splash pad.
Wouldn't it be fun?
That would be.
I'd be very bruised. 'Cause
Yeah.
this is not
Well, yeah.
sand.
Don't dive for it.
Don't.
Cars, if they go on the road, that'd be
Yeah.
fun. Heads up. That'd
But
be funny. though.
like it does take like you said earlier, it takes volunteers to make things happen. So
Yes.
the more ideas we have, we need to find more volunteers.
Yeah. Right. Yeah. Anything else?
I don't think so.
Don't think so?
We can keep going on events all day long.
No.
Oh, I have something else.
Oh, good. Please.
The other thing that we do is we run the Downtown Visitor Center.
Okay. Good.
So I am still looking for volunteer docents. They're 3-hour shifts, and it's a great job. You get to meet the people who are hitting our town for the very first time, and we welcome them,
Yep.
and send them to different areas downtown and get their brochures and their maps. And we have everybody put a piece of the puzzle in that we always have going.
it.
So we kind of just like to be that friendly, warm, welcoming
Right.
face and building, like for people to come to.
And for people who don't know, it's at the blacksmith shop,
Yes.
which is at the
Blacksmith.
corner of South and Elm,
Yeah.
right there. Which, yeah,
Built in 1844.
that's pretty awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's always nice to be the welcoming face to downtown, and I know that hopefully we would have a more Main Street presence. I know that's been talked about, but who
Yes.
knows? But yeah, for now, it's a beautiful little building that people can start their Bennington trip on.
Right.
So
Yep.
a lot has transformed in downtown Bennington in the last several years with the Putnam Block and new businesses and going to the locals area. Wow, that is so wide open.
Oh my gosh.
Isn't it beautiful?
beautiful.
I just had a sandwich from there. It was quite delicious.
It looked good.
Yes, thank you.
And this is slightly out of our area, but I just learned that the Vermont Chef will be opening on June 10th.
Vermont Chef.
That's in the old Stewart's building.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
We've
Stay
been
tuned.
seeing some
That's
signs
gonna
that
be-
Vermont Chef.
Yep.
Okay.
That is going to be.
What kind of food? I've heard a couple things.
I've seen a menu. It's
Mm-hmm.
everything from burgers and hot dogs, cheesesteaks, but to Afghani food.
That's what I
to-
heard before. Okay, cool.
I think it's going to be like I think I haven't been in it, but it sounds like it's going to be a little bit like Henry's, where you could get pre-prepared meals.
Oh, nice.
They
That's
they
nice.
do have one in Albany too, so I think they're fashioning it after that building. So
Oh, cool. That's
that's
exciting, as they
Yeah.
say.
I love seeing old
yeah.
buildings being repurposed.
Yes,
So
exactly.
I 100%
You've
agree.
got IT guy in the banner office now.
Yep, and
young man.
Yes. And I loved it. I loved what he did for Mayfest. It was so exciting.
Oh, I didn't even know what he do.
He
yeah.
opened his doors and had charging stations in there for cell phones. And
That is cool.
Was that the coolest thing?
Genius.
Reached out to
Genius,
us
yeah.
about it.
Yeah.
Yes.
See,
Yeah.
that's great.
Yes.
Just so that people know he's there and what he does.
Absolutely. I mean, because that's
Yeah.
the way you hook them. I got to charge my phone. Oh, what do you do? Oh, okay.
Yep.
I might
Yeah.
could use that. Yeah.
And so all these opportunities or all these events that we do downtown are a great opportunity for all these business owners to get
Right.
creative.
and be creative
Exactly.
because we might not think of it, but like Byram had that idea and we're like, yeah,
Run with it.
dude,
Yeah, that's great.
That
Yeah,
was great.
You don't need BBC approval for that.
No,
Go for it.
no.
Yeah. So yeah, let's just remind people, June 20th is the next Thursday Night Live,
Yep.
but right the day before that, be on the splash pad also for Juneteenth.
Yes.
Midnight Madness, July 18th. I'm gonna
You put me
check
on the
myself.
spot.
I
can't see it.
I'm totally checking the calendar.
I think it's later than that,
now.
but
Yeah.
I could be wrong.
Work phone
It's the
work.
third Thursday.
June 18th.
Yeah.
Ah, it was good.
It is the third Thursday.
I failed.
August 15th, which I should say is a busy weekend in downtown Bennington.
Oh,
and
yes.
it's Battle Day weekend.
Battle
so
Day
you've got
weekend, yeah.
Thursday Night Live. You've got Battle Day stuff on Friday. 17th Saturday is Food Truck Fest and more Battle Day stuff at the Monument.
Yep.
And then, of course, the parade on the 18th of
I'm
August.
going to just squeeze this
Oh,
in
go
there
ahead.
too.
I'm
'Cause
just downtown
August
stuff.
6th is not down. It's not downtown.
Yes.
But August 6th, we will be partnering once again with the Bennington Police Department
have that right
on
here.
National Night Out.
Yep.
And we've kind of merged our backpack giveaway with the National
National
Night
Night
Out with the police department.
Great.
And we may create a wonderful event, which is again free.
Free.
And it's at Willow Park, Lower
Cool.
Willow. And we have activities for the kids, fire trucks, food. And then we give all the kids, we give 350 stuffed backpacks to get the kids ready
That's
for
wonderful.
school.
So
Free
we just
haircuts.
expanded from downtown to you're making
I just
Bennington
jumped.
shine.
Yeah.
You're doing it. And then you said September 12th, second Thursday. I'm
Yes.
just going through dates here so people know. Put these on your calendar. Harvest Fest is the 19th of October.
Yes.
Okay. And then Small Business Saturday, obviously everyone knows, is late this year, the last day of November. And then December. Sorry, I know. Does that scare you? I know.
No, it's just you're talking winter already.
I know I am. I'm sorry.
Oh, it was cold this past one.
Yes. So yeah, it was quite chilly that day,
Yeah,
if I
was
do
it?
recall. Santa was cold,
And his elf.
and his elf was pretty cold too. His elf surprisingly doesn't like the cold. Anything else you ladies want to mention? Look at there, it got us right to almost to the time. So
That's wonderful.
Thank you for inviting us, Mike.
You're
I
quite
appreciate
welcome.
it. Yeah.
Make downtown shine. Thank you to the BBC for all you guys do and the volunteers and everything. So we look forward to the rest of the year of events.
Thank you.
I do want to say thank you to Cat TV for all that you do with making sure that everybody knows everything that's going on.
We try our best.
you
we
really are
definitely don't get
everywhere.
everything, but we try our best.
Yeah, you do a
Cool.
good job.
Thanks.
Thank you.
All right. Well, have a great day. We'll see you for the next episode.
All right.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.